can you hear me there at the back? Sarap dito, sandalan pa.
Kailangan mo yan.
Tanangawin.
Nawala.
Okay, I was talking about yung body lift versus center of gravity. Okay, you can lift your vehicle very high and get the clearance you want, but pwede ka rin maging taubin. So always consider that. And then the rule is for every inch of that you lift, 1 inch on each side has to be done on the front wheel to compensate. Okay, now front wheel versus angle strength. Axle strength. Okay. Marami tayo dito. Pati ako eh. Ang nilalagay kong spacers actually 2 inches sa size. And then we use also offsets, negative 20, negative 30. But you'll realize na one of these days, pag bumigay yan, it's because na-strain yung center pin or yung bearing and axles nyo, or even the axles themselves. That goes also with the wheels. If you have a stock, let's say Samurai, and you put 34-inch wheels on them, madaling masira yon. Kaya si Boss, naka-kuhan ngayon, chromoly. Mayabang yan. Naka-chromoly axle.
Yeah. Actually, baka mas iba better.
Okay. Now, another thing is armor versus clearance. Okay, ang dali mag-armor. And it's good. It protects your fuel tank, your differentials, your under chassis, your transfer case. It does what it's supposed to do. But then again, you also lose clearance. Ako, wala akong armor all over, pero yun, UP yung fuel tank ko, yung differential ko lang sa araba, nilagyan ko ng armor. That's all. Pero you always have to consider that kasi some people talagang lalagyan ng full armor lahat. It also contributes to the weight, no? Which underneath is good. It helps your center of gravity. Pero you have to consider these things. Okay, approach and departure angles. Well, kami before when we use stock vehicles lang, no? Pag nag-trail kami, tinatanggal namin yung bumper sa harap or bumper sa likod. Tsaka yung mga plates namin, tinatanggal namin. Kasi talagang if your vehicle is stock and it's not made for real off-roading. It's a 4-wheel drive, gets you to the farm under slippery roads, but when you do technical off-roading trips, talagang sasayang yun.
Is everyone familiar with approach and departure angles? Do you guys know what Kenneth's talking about? Okay.
No?
Let me start with that.
Okay, sige.
When you have a vehicle, di ba, may nguso yung sasakyan, saka may puwet. May tendency, let's say if you're going to climb an incline, at mahaba yung uso mo, malayo ang gulong sa uso, bago pa makaakyat yung gulong, tumatama na yung uso sa lupa. Okay, this is what we say, your approach angle is too low. The approach angle that they're talking about is this. From the front of your vehicle to where your tire is. So, the lower the angle, that means the longer your nose or the farther away the tires are from the tip of the vehicle. Okay? And then, yung departure angle naman is the rear. Paano naman yan? Same. If you're going down naman a steep embankment at mahaba, let's say you're using a pickup. Di ba meron dyan Ranger o kaya yung Hilux? Pag meron kang nakatapat na ganyan, yung steep na ano, minsan ang tendency pagdating doon sa baba ng ano, ng lupa, kung saan papatag, may tendency tatama yung likod ng yung puwitan ng sasakyan kasi mahaba. So what we tend to do is, in our case, is try to remove anything that we can remove so that almost ideally, if we were going to design a more, let's say, an ultimate 4x4 that can take steep angles, nandito na dapat ang gulong niyan. Wala halos ano. You will take note if you see competition vehicles, yung mga 4x4 na competition vehicles, wala halos ano, wala halos nguso.
Tires.
Except the tires are up front, and in fact sometimes they change the configuration. They move the whole drivetrain up front, and then the tendency is for them to recess the winch as far in as possible. Kasi pag linagay mo ng winch sa harap, naglagay ka nga ng gulong na malayo, pero yung winch nakanguso pa rin. Yun naman ang tatama. So in that situation, you have both the rear and the front that you have to address. Now, Ken, if you don't mind. Here, dito pag-uusapan na natin to is, how serious do you want to get into this game? Kasi, really, lahat ito pinag-uusapan natin, whether we are going to use mud tires or whether we're going to use all-terrain, is first and foremost, ano ang gamit ng sasakyan ninyo? Kasi, kung yung sasakyan ninyo, you want to use it in the city 90% of the time, and 10% of the time you go on the trail, or maybe even less, you will base your configuration or you will base your modifications on that. Kasi pag naglagay ka, if you set up a vehicle that is very competent on the trail, I guarantee you, every day that you drive it to the office, it is not going to be enjoyable to use. Yun lang ang ano. And the reality of it is, hindi naman lahat ng tao kayang magbuo ng 4x4 na panglaro at sasakyan pang ano naman. Diba? If you're fortunate enough to have that capability or that capacity, then good. But otherwise, you know, it all depends on you. You need to assess, are you going to go with mud tires or all-terrain? Kung palagi ka na sa kalye, baka gusto mong isipin na yung all-terrain. Diba? Heck, you might even want to use a street tire. It all depends, and then get changed. I remember, Kenneth, the last time we had this, when we had that clinic, si Jess, right? We had a guy that joined us,
Yes.
along with other rigs that were fully modified, and in fact, shows you how much we knew back then. Nagtitingi na kami ni Kenneth. Kenneth, ayoko ata mapunta sa likod nitong sasakyan na to dahil mababaon to sa putik. Stuck na stuck eh. The guy knew what he was doing. The guy knew how to do it.
Actually, that was where we went up now. Di ba we turned left? Before putikan yan eh. Maputik yan eh. And doon nakita namin yung samurai na stuck. Inunahan na namin. Kasi sigurado hindi makakaakyat yon. Pero siya nakaakyat. Nandun na kami sa taas, nagkikwentuhan na kami. Ang umakyat yung samurai na stuck.
Yung ibang sasakyan na malalaki,
yung mga kung ano-ano mga sasakyan na naka-mud tire, hindi nakaakyat. Pero yung samurai, because it was stuck, hindi mabigat. Diba, magaan lang siya, walang mga I'll discuss yung articulation eh. Kasi yung articulation is always what you hear, ano? Ay, kulang ako sa articulation. Actually, too much articulation is also bad.
Depending again on what you need the vehicle for.
Remember, if your vehicle, your tire articulates 20 inches down,
you'll have to pick that up.
Again, the question,
To get
you
out.
guys know what articulation is? Articulation lang is the travel. The ability of the suspension to travel upwards and downwards. And for it to flex left to right, both front and rear. Yun ang ano.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so yung articulation, depending on what you do, no? Sa mud, lalo ng bitara, for the guys that have bitaras, no? Ito ang experience ko. Yung likod ko palagi naiiwan sa putik yan eh. Kasi malambot yung suspension. It's like when you hit the mud, when the rear tire hits the mud, it sticks to the ground because it's soft. And then when the vehicle's momentum goes forward, the tire still sticks to the ground,
And the springs.
and the springs are the only ones that absorb the momentum, and the car comes back and you're stuck. So, but the advantage of a Vitara going uphill and going downhill, I don't think there's a vehicle that can beat it. Of course, unless Land Rover, no? Pero doon ako bilib kasi doon sa if you know yung Bolingan doon sa may Marat, if any of you have done the Bolingan Marat, the rig that you bought, Kiko, the owner, used to have a Vitara, and there was a samurai that went down and rolled over si Donji
Pura.
Pura. He rolled over several times. And then we had to recover him. Nobody wanted to go down. Pero Alain went down with his Vitara, and he had 5 passengers inside the Vitara. Bumaba lang siya. We hooked him with the vehicle that rolled over, and he was able to pull the vehicle out. So, suspension is also very important if you know your capability niya. Okay. So, yan. Over here, ang mud, no, you want to hit it hard and with enough momentum so that it will be like a sled. Parang sled lang siya mag-glide through the mud. If you think you can crawl your way out of mud, no, you'll just be stuck. So, okay, that's about articulation. Now, submersibility. Ito, maganda, very interesting topic to. Ang daming naka-snorkel. Okay? Pero, hindi ka pa pwede mag-swimming yan. Ang snorkel is only one step. If you want to submerge your vehicle in the water, your differentials, transfer case, and transmission, you have to have breather lines. We have breathers now, but they're not sufficient. Last trail, ilan tayo dito na pasokan ng tubig, may breather lines na. Okay, that's one. That's another step. Another is all your electricals have to be waterproof. So you can get grease, dielectric grease, which is non-conductive, and you put them in the connectors. Sasaksak ninyo sa loob ng connectors, and then at least yung connectors mo will not hindi mag-short, hindi mag-short. And then of course, if you're fuel injected, you need to seal your computer boxes. Eh, marami yan. Meron for the transmission, meron para sa engine, meron, you know. So there's so many things to do before you can go swimming.
Yung old school kasi na masasakyan nung araw, walang mga computer boxes eh. But these days, our vehicles are all run on fuel injection, and so there are computer boxes to contend with. And they're very sensitive to getting wet. And aside from the fact that if they get wet and they get busted, they cost you about anywhere from 250,000 to 350,000, which is practically the value of the vehicle by the time, diba? when you're done. So the things that you need to do while it's nice to see a vehicle with a snorkel, you want to make sure that everything also in the engine is one of the basic things, Kenneth, you might want to tell them is, for example, the fan when you get into water.
Kami, mga fans namin electric lahat. So when you go into water, we shut it off. Kasi pag manual yung paano pa?
Clutch fan.
Clutch fan.
Clutch fan.
Yes sir, Mr. President. Clutch fan. Ang maganda sa clutch fan, it stops also. But it might not stop right away. Kasi when it hits the water, kahit kamay nyo, pag hinawakan nyo yung clutch fan, it stops. But in the water, nakasplash na yan, it's too late na pasaan yung makina mo or wasak na yung radiator mo.
Yeah, it can bend kasi the fan can bend, it's made of plastic. When the blade bends, sometimes it will come into contact with your radiator, mabilis yung spin. So after a while, pagdating mo dun sa tubig, butas yung radiator mo.
There's a new kind of radiator na may fans and then may ring around it. That prevents the fan from but still it's not a guarantee. It's just something better than the normal fans lang. So there's really so many things to consider if you want to go. Even the snorkel, kung hindi sealed yan, kung nakakabit lang yan, hindi ninyo sinil yan, that's liable to get
and that's the worst thing that can happen pag nakahigop ng tubig yung makina. Kasi pag nakahigop ng tubig yung makina mo, it will bend your connecting rods and becomes a very expensive undertaking. Pag water does not compress, not like gas. So once you get water through your throttle body, through your intake, and it gets into the engine, tutukod yung piston. Pag tumukod yung piston, babaluktot yung connecting rods.
If you're thinking of really seriously thinking, you can probably start with a diesel engine. At least I've seen 6x6 vehicles here of sila Dennis tumatawid ng Daraitan River. Hindi natin matawid ngayon pero sila dumadaan dyan araw-araw. Nakikita mo lang yung nakatayo na sila, nakikita nyo yung balikan nila at saka yung snorkel nila nakataas. Pero other than that, I don't know if a vehicle can do that. Okay, let's move on. May basic rules. Now, these basic rules are just our rules. This is just based on our experience. First of all, nothing is more important than yourself, no? Di ba rin na masira yung sasakyan o merong mabali, whatever. Basta kailangan the first primordial concern is your safety. So, meron kaming saying it's alright to be gay. Okay, kasi minsan meron mga talagang grabing obstacles na talagang life and death ang one, no? Because sometimes ang hulog mo sa bangin 100 feet, gano'n. And sometimes the members say na huwag na natin tuloy. And then we start looking around and we say, yeah, it's alright to be gay. Kasi at least buhay ka pa, di ba? Okay.
Ikaw nga, umabot ng ganyan katanda, gay yan. Wala pang asawa yan.
Okay. Now, the next rule is never travel alone. I mean, it's ridiculous. Don't go off-roading alone. You get stuck. Like, you get stuck here. You have to walk all the way out, diba? Now, the ideal number is minimum 3. Usually, there is a lead. When the lead gets stuck, the second vehicle tries to overcome again that obstacle or tries to also recover the first vehicle. But if both of them eventually get stuck, the third vehicle can go back, no, and
To call
get
for
help. Oo, to get help. So minimum is 3. Ideal number would be about 3 to 6. 8 to 12, talagang medyo kung araw kayo niyan. Yung 15 up, yun, mag-mall na lang kayo. Diba? If you want to go trading, diba? Hindi ka makaka-trail kung mga 20 kayo. Okay. Now, communication is very important. In fact, on the thread, everybody was recommending that you bring radios. That's very good. But I will further ask you to bring an extra one because whenever, like, let's say, when you go trailing, maganda meron kang spotter or meron kang kasama sa vehicle. If you get separated somehow, which often happens like yung isang trail namin,